Okay, still waiting. Anybody?
All right, start it, Jim.
Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, Jim.
You got it, Mark.
Okay, I'll start it. Let me know when we're ready.
We're
Welcome
ready.
to CopTalk 35.
Is it 35?
35.
It's 35 and a quarter because the last hour-long show that we had, which was perfect, Brent effed it up somehow, and it bombed. So hopefully Brent, our tech guy, can get it done tonight. Hey, Brent, how's it going?
Hey, Ed, do you have a lot of unregistered weapons down there? Because I need one.
No, I got a throwdown, but it's not here in my house.
Maybe grenades or something? Because,
I can get them for you in Mexico.
yeah. Mark's house is looking
I feel
pretty
sorry
good
for
right
the
now.
people that just bought my last house when that house blows up because Brent doesn't know where I live now.
Oh, I can find out. I have Google Earth.
I'll read about it in the
Internet.
paper. My old house is destroyed. 2 people killed.
Nope, that would be... No, I'd find you. I would definitely kill the right person. There's no question.
That's a good way to start the show. Hey, speaking of that, Jim, how's it going?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we're off to a great start.
It's better than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, ask the
Jim's
cop.
not here.
Really?
Mark, it's been 3 months and you're still a tard.
Here we go. Hey, anyway, welcome everybody back. It's been a long, dry spell. Like I said, our last show, we had
never mind.
technical difficulty. Tried to get back on the air. And supposedly Brent's got some new high-tech recording software, so hopefully this works. Welcome back, everyone, and we're going to try to get back to a regular schedule every 2 weeks.
I think we need to be real with the people, and it's because Ed just got released from custody that we're able to have the 4 of us here again. So,
He's allowed one phone call. What are you talking about? We could have done on that.
well, welcome to the world of parole. I
What
think
were you
it's
smuggling
3
over
years.
the border, Ed?
Oh, shit, I
Something.
can't tell you.
Was it
See, if you-
weapons, people, drugs, or all 3?
See, now, if he had been on a Honda instead of a Harley, he never would have got caught.
Wow, that's
Please
taking
don't
the show
say
back.
The guy I work with drives a Honda.
Yeah, Jim, because the border people would have been laughing too hard when you went by on your little Honda.
It's nice though. It's
Goldwing
gold.
kept running.
Yeah, your 1982 Goldwing.
It's nice.
Is that what it is? 82?
No, I got rid of that a long time ago.
Ever since the last show and we made fun of him.
It's true.
I know.
Oh, just because we called it a lazy boy on wheels?
And he just drove it right into the lake.
There we go. What's the first question?
So where do we
Yeah.
That cop follow me, thanks.
where would we like to start? Do we want to do these 3 new questions that we got? We'll start
No, we'll
there.
save them to the end. I got a story we could cover.
Oh, well, why don't you go ahead and just do the show?
Hey, thank you. I will.
No problem.
All right. Now, what is the first thing you think of when you see a title like this? Alameda, boy 12, accused of killing 11 chickens with a shovel.
I pretty much think
If his
of Mark.
mom's hot or not. Is his mom hot?
Okay, we'll go on. I think. Okay, never mind. I think we'll go on to the
I
next.
would think he was in juvenile hall when they assigned him to the chicken coops and he got sick of them, beat him to death.
Well, 2 cousins,
single
9 and
mom?
12. Two cousins, aged 9 and 12, face animal cruelty charges after police said they broke into a community garden at Alameda Point and bludgeoned 11 chickens to death with a shovel. Both boys are accused of breaking into the chicken coop at the Youth Project, which helps to teach teenagers about nutrition and healthy living through raising the chickens and gardening.
So did somebody ask him why they did it?
Let me get down there. Both, they're juveniles. Oh, one of the aunts said, "It's a lie. It's just a lie."
Honest,
Yeah, okay.
we didn't destroy any of them chickens.
Yeah, there's one of the aunts that are making excuses for the kids.
Totally lie, yeah.
The aunt said the
I'm
boys.
thinking there's a whole bunch of fried chicken in that refrigerator.
That would be evidence. I want to know why they did it. Were they in the class? Were they in the
witnesses
school?
are
What?
identified.
Well, first of all, being 11 years old and killing animals, you got
Here we go.
something's going
He said
wrong
the boy
there.
admitted involvement and claimed other kids encouraged him to break into the coop.
Oh, peer pressure.
They flew the coop.
Oh my God. Thanks for doing a ton of research on this. Can we go on to the next one?
Hey, I told you, this show is ad-lib tonight.
Well, then that means I'm going to take care of your role in this and be the pain in the butt in the show.
11 chickens were discovered dead at the coop after the break-in. 6 others were found still alive, and 1 was missing. The shovel was
Is the
nearby.
ant hot?
This sounds like some Elliot Ness caper for crying out loud.
People have to understand, Jim. We start talking about chickens, and he goes to breast. So you just got to understand that's Jim.
Next.
Okay.
Next.
Bay Area man accused of posing as cop in road rage incident. A Nevada man was arrested Saturday on suspicion of weapons violations, impersonating a police officer, and other crimes after a road rage incident in which he repeatedly cut off a female driver and approached her on foot, threatening her with arrest.
Hey, Jim.
Did you say road rage? He just said road rage.
But
That's what I heard.
You could replay it if you want.
Yeah, I heard road
He
rage.
said road
too.
rage. Yeah.
Maybe it's a roid rage. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
Can't wait to go driving down the road.
He dropped
Mark
his
used to have a car called a Road Runner. Mark had a Road Runner back in high school.
Okay. Next. No,
It was
wait.
a
Was there a
cool
point
car.
to that story? What happened?
No. The point was lost when Jim started talking.
Oh, well, we like
Dude,
Jim
you said road.
Honest.
All right.
Honest.
All right,
man.
so what happened with the road rage?
Nothing. It just got deleted.
That's not fair. That
Ed can talk. Ed has a story about balls.
you're robbing our listeners of information by
Hey,
just
before
No,
we go
Jim-
on, let's
Jim
stay
robbed
on
them.
that road rage because it reminds me of a story about my dad. My dad was coming over one of the highways over here, and some guy cut him off, and what happened, Mark? Dad flipped the guy off, and then the guy starts tailgating him and everything, and because of Dad not taking any BS, he pulled over to the shoulder of the road, and the guy pulled over behind him, and this dude on crank that's probably 60 years younger than my dad friggin' center punched him and knocked him to the ground and then hopped in his car and took off. And it's like, you never know who you're dealing with out on the street. And in that case, it was some idiot that used his fist. But you don't know if someone's got a gun or a weapon in their car, and it's just not worth getting into a confrontation with someone that's cutting you off for driving like an idiot.
Well, that was several years ago too. And in this day and age, everybody's pulling out a gun. People are just, they get pissed off at somebody and a gun comes out. Every day you're reading about people getting shot. And it's mainly the young kids. And it's like Jim said, when I was young, if someone cut me off, you'd flip them off, and that was about it. Now people are killing each other over that. They're following each other. They're following people places or pulling up next to them.
You know why? Because you be dissing them, man. You dissed them. You can't be dissing them no more.
Well, I got to diss one the other day. It was awesome. I was going to work. I was going to work, and the street from where I live, there's a T intersection. I always slow down because I see people kind of running the stop sign and turning right in front of cross traffic. But I was driving along, and this 300 Chrysler just friggin' rips. I mean, didn't even slow at the stop sign. It went through the turn at like 20, 25. And if I had my head up wherever, I would have got T-boned, and it pissed me off. So I speed up to get the license plate, and then the guy sees that, so he speeds up. So I finally catch up to him on Highway 4, and I pull alongside of him. But I did that because I'm accompanied by protection, not the kind that Ed's talking about. But so the guy looks at me and he flips me off, and I just smile, and he rolls down his window, and I said, "You'll get your ticket in the mail." And I might have used some other choice words, but he goes speeding off, but I got the license plate, ran it when I got to work, and an hour later when I was on duty, I went by the guy's house and had a little talk with Mom and Dad. So every now and then it works out in our favor, but for the most part, it's better just to let the person go.
Yeah, because when you pulled up next to him, the guy could have pulled out a gun and fired a shot. You would have been smiling.
I said I had protection, dude. And I would have won that one, believe me.
Yeah, but it's just not worth it nowadays. Like I said, people are killing each other. They don't even know each other. They just get pissed off. They pull out a gun and start capping rounds. This the road rage incident Occurred shortly before 11 a.m. Saturday on the westbound side of Belmarin Keys Boulevard. The victim reported the suspect intentionally cut her off and blocked her path. He approached her and flashed a badge while using threatening language about the way she was driving. Suspect drove off and the victim continued westbound until she was cut off again. The suspect approached her on foot again, threatened her with arrest. He drove off, turned around, drove toward the victim head-on, swerving to avoid a collision the last minute. A description of the suspect and a license plate number led officers to his Clem's house in Nevada, where they arrested him after searching his truck. He works as an independent contractor for the U.S. Coast Guard at the agency's base, blah, blah, blah. He provides blah, 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 blah. And had not been issued a firearm. Nice.
Lucky thing for them.
Yeah, we've covered stories like that where people pose as cops. I mean, there's people out there they pull over that have badges and red lights and batons and all handcuffs, all kinds of stuff in their car, and a lot of them are just cop wannabes.
I'm thinking he's not working for the Coast Guard anymore.
Or he got a promotion.
Probably.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth, Brent. Took them right out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, though.
Yeah, you just stepped out in your federal. Well, I can't. Let's not say that.
Yeah.
It's not nice on the feds.
It happens everywhere, dude. It happens everywhere.
Now, here's a story that, Ed, you ain't got no balls unless you talk about this story.
I can't remember the specifics of it, other than the gal had those plastic balls hanging from her tow hitch, and apparently somebody was offended by it, and she got arrested for it or something.
Well, you sent me the story. It's got pictures of it here, but apparently, I mean, everyone's seen them where people have the Dodge Rams, and that's where it starts out. Dodge
Hey,
Rams.
wait a minute. That's racism. I got a Dodge. Not everybody has Dodge Ram with balls hanging off.
You have balls on your truck, Ed?
No, I don't.
Come on, fess up.
On my Toyota, I do.
Fess up.
From California.
Oh. A woman from South Carolina wanted to make a statement, so she decorated her truck with a set of red plastic testicles, and now a jury gets to decide if she was exercising free speech or just being obscene. I mean, those things are all over the place, but apparently in South Carolina, there's a law against having anything that exposes any part of the human body.
I'm pretty sure they blanked it out in the pictures.
Oh, no.
That he sent?
Well,
one of them, but the other ones in there all had them like fuzzed out on the pictures.
Oh, they even got chrome ones. They got platinum ones. They got flesh-colored ones. Wow. What do you got on your Honda, Jim?
I'm ballless.
Ain't got no.
But I'm thinking she shouldn't have filed a criminal complaint. She should have filed a civil complaint for emotional duress, and she would have gotten millions from a jury for feeling sorry for her.
Well, no, apparently this chief of police, though, says, let me see here. Apparently there's
We have way too many balls hanging off of our trucks in this town.
Genitalia is offensive, says Chief Fuda. Maybe he's mad about his name.
Who obviously doesn't have any. Go ahead.
As a law enforcement officer, I'll advise that person if it warrants a citation, I'll issue citation. As a father, I wouldn't want my daughter looking at it. The South Carolina Code of Laws says a sticker...
As he leaves the strip club at 6 p.m. after work.
The South Carolina Code of Laws says a sticker, decal, or emblem is indecent when it describes in a patently offensive way sexual acts, excretory functions, or parts of the human body.
I'm sorry, with our time off, did you forget how to talk?
As far as his daughter's concerned.
Hey, say that 3
Adam,
times.
we have two pending details. We have an armed robbery in progress, or we have hanging testicles on a car going down Main Street. Copy that. Have every unit available. Take the car down going down Main Street. Jesus.
Hey, if they're real, that could be a serious problem.
Cadell is another proud owner of the Conversation Starters. Says, my interpretation is they're talking about human body parts. I don't think these are human body parts. It looks like a chrome-plated door knocker.
It's actually 2 door knockers next to each other, but it's cool.
The woman's attorney expects a trial next month and says his client is still angry with the incident. Yeah, I go all the way to the jury.
And I kicked him in the door knockers.
It's just it's just like a kick in the balls.
Penis hanging from the back of her truck. I mean,
yeah, I mean, this guy to say my daughter would be offended by that at some point in time in her life, she's going to be seeing a lot of that stuff. You know, so I mean, who the hell? It's the whole thing's absurd.
Hopefully, they're not
absurd.
that
That's a
big
police
and
chief.
pink.
Well, maybe she's a
I'd like to
cow
work for
farmer.
that
You know,
guy.
or,
Maybe she's a
farmer,
cattle
who knows?
farmer. Come
yeah,
on,
who
now.
knows?
God.
Yeah, she's got big bulls.
Maybe she's a cattle farmer.
Yeah. Who
Hey,
knows?
Ed.
See, she's screwed no matter what she does. Because if she only displayed one ball, then people with disabilities would have gotten offended because there weren't two, and it would have just started a whole bunch of other crap.
Yeah, she get disability placard to say I only got one ball hanging.
Oh my God. Can we go on to the next real story?
Where do you come up with this, you guys? God.
Can we get
Ed,
on to something that
Ed's
might
got
help
another
the
story
listeners?
today. Ed, you have an article about the police recommend holsters because some guy shot his penis off?
Oh yeah, apparently some guy was going into. It was over down here in Chandler, Gilbert, or something down here. He was going into a store with a girlfriend. He took his girlfriend's pink gun. It doesn't say what kind. Stuffed it down the front of his pants, Mexican style, and apparently blew a hole through his hoodinger and went
There's a
into his leg.
lawsuit.
Well, no, because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
It's probably a Glock that got caught on his underwear
Yep,
or something.
but
Maybe
the
it was a
gun-
snub nose.
No, it is probably a Glock because they have all those custom colors for them now.
Yeah, so I mean, more than likely it was a Glock. And if you're not careful, if you don't know much about firearms, stay away from Glocks because they're not for, they're not easily
Accidental discharge, baby.
So he
very easy to get accident ADs.
himself.
Yeah. So yeah, home slice there's got a slice. He's got a small
I
thing.
bet he
now.
had burning and dripping after that.
Yeah, they said he was bleeding profusely, but he was okay.
He could probably get a placard and hang one testicle from his truck.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah. No, I'd be screaming bloody murder, but
There would be some screaming involved. So,
Anyway.
can we do a story that helps people and doesn't talk about testicles?
the moral of the
Well,
story
I think
is
if
that
we're helping people not to shoot their penis off, it's a big help for them.
that's a big public safety thing. I think the moral of the story is if you carry a Glock Mexican style, keep one out of the chamber.
Should we do bumper stickers and sell them on the site or what?
It's probably a bigger help for some more than others. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, if we're going to continue on these stories, you guys did hear about the lady up here that chopped the guy's wang clean off and threw it in the garbage disposal? That
No,
happened
we
in-
didn't hear about that,
I think
Brian.
that was San Francisco or something that happened in. So,
Is she hot?
no,
Oh.
apparently. Very angry.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But yeah, that pretty much ruined his chances.
Who was the famous person that did that?
Bobbitt.
Yeah, that is right.
It all started back in
You
the
know,
day.
If you were using one of those little blue pills, that might have damaged the blades on the garbage disposal. That
Could've.
would have been
It
vandalism.
would have sounded like a fork that dropped in there.
Man,
I wouldn't know.
Oh, what? You've never
my
dropped a
God.
fork into a garbage disposal? Or you've never
Okay.
mind.
On with the show. How
I'm
do you
not
handle
going there.
police misconduct?
So, let's do questions because I'm really sick of talking about parts that get chopped off. So, Mark, are you done? Because
Oh,
I
I've
can
been
send you-
done. Ed and Jim took over. So
I
yeah,
can send you a website that shows you all kinds of parts chopped off. You just have to keep your eyes on the screen.
I'll
No, I think
pass.
pass on that one.
Yeah,
Ed.
passing. I'm cool. All right, so let's get to a couple of these questions then. So let's start with window tinting. This was kind of an interesting question. You guys we already posted a couple of these on the site, but let's just go over them real quick anyway. This one is, my car is registered in North Carolina where I live and have a valid driver's license. I received a summons for window tinting. Well, must have gotten a ticket and then received the summons. I went to court, had a copy of the inspection that had been done in North Carolina, and the window tint passed. The judge did not look at the inspection report and said the tint was not legal in Virginia, and asked if I had fixed it and fined me plus all my court costs. If my car is legal in the state where it is registered, how can another state ticket me and call it an equipment violation? That's a pretty good question. Lawyer Mark?
No, I think I sent a reply to that where most cops wouldn't, if someone was just driving through a state, let's say somebody from Arizona is going to Disneyland and the cop pulls them over with tinted windows, most cops won't even write a ticket. But
Seriously,
there are some.
You should stop talking about Ed.
Yeah. But, most of the time a cop's not going to write a ticket if they know you're just visiting and you live in a state where it's legal. But some people come here and they establish residency. Here in California, if you establish residency, you have 10 days to notify the DMV of the change of address. So some people come here to work. They come here and live here, and California has really high registration fees. And so they'll register their vehicle in Arizona or Washington or somewhere else where it's less money. And they think just because it's registered in another state where window tint's legal, that it is legal. If a judge has any doubt whatsoever about your residency, you must abide by the rules of the state where you live. If you live in California, it doesn't matter if your car is registered in Arizona. You got to abide by you live in California. You got to abide by the rules here. So I had recommended, if that person really did live in the state where it is legal, to take some kind of utility bills, water bills, PG&E, some kind of mail, even a work check, a stub from their work, a paycheck stub, showing that they live and work in that state where it's legal, and that might help them. But for some reason, it seems like the judge had some kind of doubt about the residency,
or
and why they were found guilty of it.
Simply doesn't care and wants the money.
Well, I mean, that could be
related.
Too. Where was it? South Carolina?
They were in, oh my God, North Carolina and going through Virginia.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, maybe
it's zero tolerance these days, though, right? So it doesn't really. I mean,
but if they could prove that they live in North Carolina, where if it is legal there, and they say, hey, look, I was just driving through Virginia. I can't see a judge finding somebody guilty unless they thought that the person is just trying to pull a fast one with registration. Anybody can get a sticker saying, hey, look, my car passed in the state. You have to prove residency. You have to prove that you don't live in Virginia, that you live in North Carolina where it is legal, and I think it wouldn't have been a problem. For some reason, I don't know, be interesting to hear more details about, if they went to court and what the judge said.
Right.
Mark's making me nervous.
Ed, speaking of illegal things on vehicles, what's your take on this?
Just pretty much the same as yours. I know when I would find somebody with out-of-state plates, or doing something like you say, tinted windows, and they had the Arizona plates, license, and all that, and proved that it pretty much lived in Arizona, I'd let it go. But I mean, if you got your PD, your chief is telling you it's a 100% site, and don't give anybody breaks, that could be the situation these guys are under too.
I mean, it could be in Virginia with the economy. They may say, I don't care, let them sort it out in court, but we're going to write the ticket. I mean,
yeah, exactly. They could just be hard-nosed, hard-asses.
Well, and wouldn't that be that they would, if they truly were from North Carolina, let's say a state away, they would have to come back to Virginia to contest that ticket?
It depends. Some people might be able to try to do it by mail, but generally, if you want a court date, you would have to come to court. But that's why I'm saying if it's that big of an issue, I would bring, utility bills and everything else, rent checks or home mortgage payment stubs, and say, hey, Judge, look, I live there. I was just driving through Virginia. It's legal in North Carolina. That's where the car is registered. That's where I live. But like I said, a lot of people live here in California. They just register their cars in Arizona or someplace else for the cheaper rates, and yet they live here.
Here's another situation that I came across on the job is guys from Arizona working in California, staying there for extended periods of time, working, but keeping the AZ plates because it is cheaper.
Yep.
What do you do in that case? Where the guy actually is working in California, but keeping the Arizona plates and driver's license because he doesn't want to switch over.
Well, you could have two driver's licenses. You could get one from two different states. And if they're actually living here for any extended amount of time, they have to get a California driver's license, and they have to abide by the California laws.
Isn't it 30 days? 30 days.
It's 10 days.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 days. Within 10 days of establishing residency, you have to notify the DMV.
But that does not count for military, correct?
No, I believe military is exempt.
As long as they're active duty, right?
Right.
which is
that's probably what the case. It could have been something similar to that. Is why they took a hard stance on it.
well, I mean, those people. I mean, yeah, especially if you're not getting your registration fees for your state, that could definitely be pretty killer on the old budget.
So has it gone up quite a bit in California?
My registration on my truck's gone up the last 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, my truck is an '06, and I'm still paying well over $400 for registration for it.
And my truck's an '09, and I pay well over $1,000.
Yeah,
What?
it's outrageous. It really is. And
Moly. Well, you got a half ton or a 1 ton or what?
3/4.
Really? Holy crap! $1,000.
And it's gone up. It went up from 1,000 to 1,025, and now I think it's 1,065. And now they rescinded all those deals where we were getting reduced rates and all that stuff. All that stuff.
Right. So. Wow.
Ed, you still running stolen plates on yours and paying nothing?
I don't have to do that anymore. It's only $200 a year for my 05 Dodge 1-ton dually.
You have any extra Arizona plates you can send me?
And they only give you one for that reason, so I can't send them to my buddies in California.
Oh man, that's right. Just take a picture of it. I'll print it out here and just hang it on my license plate.
With a set of balls underneath it.
Yeah.
Chrome. I want the chrome ones though.
Yeah, no, everything down here is still pretty fair to a point.
That'll change. Don't you worry.
Oh, I know.
When you guys start running out of money, that'll be gone.
Well, they've pretty much been out of money now for a couple of years. But
did we lose Jim?
I think we've lost Jim long ago.
No, I'm sitting here totally enthralled.
Okay, well, the next question can be Jim's answer. So the next question comes from Nina, received with an email. Let's see. So I live in Minnesota. I was at a stoplight waiting for a car to go, and I started to go and heard a thud. Not a big thud. I looked, and I hit a guy. I asked him if he was okay. He said, it is what it is, dude. And got back on his skateboard and rode away. I pulled into the next parking lot and waited, and he never came back. Probably dead somewhere. What do I do? Do I report it to the city
I didn't realize
police?
he was stuck underneath a car.
Yeah, thud. What do I do? Do I report it to the city police just in case? Will it hurt me or affect me in any way to report it? Does my insurance go up? Help me. It's actually a legit question. I mean,
it is.
A million different ways you could go on this.
She could have been really cynical and told him, hey, get back over here and stand in front of my car and I'll hit you again.
I would just back over him.
I was just kidding for all
So Jim?
Yes, Frank.
Why don't you answer that question? Because Mark's answer will be 2 hours long.
Well, I think the dude answered it. It is what it is, and he skated off. If it was anything big, or if he was limping, or if he looked like he was injured, then it'd be different. But sounds like she needs to be a little more aware. I mean, it could have been a little kid on a bike. It could have been an old person with a shopping cart. Sounds like she wasn't paying attention. But the dude said it is what it is, and
you've never had some dude just sort of run in front of you when you're trying to make a turn or something? I mean, I've almost hit like 20 people in Berkeley doing this.
Well, yeah, Berkeley, I tried target practice.
I'm actually, I think I was told by the local PD there, they actually have people there that actually jump in front of big cars that are smoggy, quote, non-green vehicles. So my truck definitely falls into that category.
Yeah, but your truck runs over them because it's 8 feet in the air. But
after you hear the thud, you always back up.
I'd make a note of it and almost describe it like she did sending the note to us, just to have it to where if there was ever a knock on the door, she'd say, hey, this did happen, but, the person left. There was no sign of injury, no damage to my car. And
yeah, because the guy's friends may end up saying, hey, you ought to sue her. So at least she'd have some documentation that she tried to report her to somebody.
So the theory would be hit them hard enough. So hit them hard enough that they don't remember what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. We're good. So no, but really, you really seriously think that she should go down and report this to the local PD?
I don't.
Oh, don't. You don't.
It's over and done with.
Why? No, I mean, she could even call and just say, well, it's too late now, but if something happens in the future, one of our listeners, something like that happens, I would, on the cell phone, call the police department. Just say, hey, look, I bumped into somebody in an intersection. They said, don't worry about it, I'm fine. And they left. They didn't give their name. They didn't do anything. Can I at least have an incident number that I called to let you guys know about in case anything becomes of this. And any police department can generate an incident number without writing a report, and it stays in the computer for 3 months usually. At least ours does, until if nothing becomes of it, it purges out. If something does become of it, then she could say, hey, look, I did call right after the incident. You know, if the guy comes back a week later and says, hey, you know, I'm going to sue you, you didn't call the police, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, Ed was the king of incident numbers.
Well,
you didn't have to write reports that way.
But if we go back, I mean, haven't we preached on this show for, I don't know, forever that you shouldn't call the cops for stupid stuff? Wouldn't this be considered something that's not really a problem?
A body versus a car, I would say just for CYA, what's a phone call cost? You know, you call dispatch, you're on tape, you get an incident number from the dispatcher or even the cop that calls back and bang, you're as good as gold.
Yeah, and if the cop says, hey, we don't give incident numbers for something like that, that's fine. At least they called anyway.
Right. Okay.
Some people could give an incident number, and that would help protect a little bit.
So the next question is a question that we seem to be getting a lot of, and that is, what are my chances to become a police officer, even though, actually, this is one of the topics on our site that gets hit probably the most, is I'm somebody who has a previous drug, record of some kind, whatever that might be. What are my chances of becoming a cop? Sort of if you can't beat them, join them. I did drugs, now I'm done with that, and I want to go become a cop. And I don't know, are we giving people the correct information on this? Because, I don't know. I could read, this one's pretty much the same deal. It says, I'm 19, I want to become a police officer, charged at 17 for possession of marijuana. 2 months, this is a good part, 2 months from being off probation is when this happened. So he's tried cocaine, he's tried other things, but these are all previous to age 18. Completely clean now. I want to apply around 24, gain some more life experience, give back to the community. What are my chances, or am I just boned?
Yeah, I was going to say try again at 25, but anything sooner than that, that's today 14's like the 18 or 19 of yesterday. I mean, it's at 14 years old, you know what's right and wrong. And this guy's 17 and he's doing coke and everything else, and at 19 he wants to be a cop. I wouldn't want to be working next to that guy.
Right. Is that pretty much what everybody thinks?
I just keep your nose squeaky clean, and like Jim says, give it some years to pass so you can pass it off when you're in your interview as being a kid doing stupid stuff, and then get your juvenile record sealed.
Is that something that can somebody request that?
I had mine sealed.
I can imagine.
Took them a week to do it.
Did it? So the frickin' file was so big they took a week to strap it down.
Yeah, most of the Richmond District SFPDs know us by name. Oh, there's Schoolcraft. Oh yeah. He's 13 years old. He's driving a car.
That's
but he drives
problem.
pretty good. He drives pretty good, so we don't stop him.
Unlike
I was driving to and from juvenile hall. Driving to and from junior high school.
So pretty much this would be...
they let you off because you got them good deals on guns.
Yeah, that's...
13 years old, okay.
Hey, officer, come over to my stolen car. I've got some stuff in here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically we're saying this is going to be a tough deal. You probably should have started thinking about not doing drugs at like 14, or not doing any at all ever.
Well, if
I
you
think
get over
6 years or so. Age 25.
Well, and I guess the other question is what other redeeming qualities does this person have that's going to set them apart from the million other people that want to potentially get jobs as cops? I mean, I think we just started hiring again today, and there might be like 3,000 people that apply for that position. I don't know why I would even pick this guy.
Well, on the dude's behalf, everybody and their mother in this age does drugs, and I mean, if this guy can document that, hey, Yeah, I screwed up when I was a kid. I was 17, and I decided that I wanted to be a police officer. And from 18 till now, I've continued my education. I volunteered here. I've done this. I've done that. I have no criminal history whatsoever in my adult years. And, you know, I might want to see somebody with a little more life experience than the dude that's, I wanted to be a police officer ever since I was 8 years old.
Ever since I was
never
doing
really
coke.
done nothing. Well, I guess you've got to weigh out. You know, there's a lot more. I mean, the kid that's never done nothing in his life, when they do the background investigation and contact the neighbors, you know, they might say, "Yeah, we've always thought he was a little odd. You know, he's always kept to himself." You know, where the dude that did coke when he was 17 might be the nicest guy in the world and you know, a strong part of his community. It depends on the individual.
I have to say that when I went through my background, I've never done drugs or drunk, and I told them that, and they thought I was lying.
I would too.
And I've got no way to prove it.
What, were you a Mormon or what?
No, Dad was an alcoholic.
Oh.
And
well, that was normal for the 60s
Jim.
and 70s.
I mean, yeah, no,
I remember the day that my background investigator at Alameda County was walking down Inlet Drive. We'd had a party the night before. There was like 200 beer cans scattered throughout the whole entire house. I was running around inside the house with a 55-gallon bag, throwing beer cans in and trying to get the beer smell out of the house. So when he came and knocked on my door, he wouldn't smell all the beer. But, you know, that's... and, you know, I got hired there, so what the hell?
Yeah, that was a few years ago, though.
That was 1987, 88.
Yeah, slightly different world now of when everybody has a, you know, college degree in how to become a cop and 400 other things and special trainings and all these other, you know, perks that go with each of these people because they've been trying to find work or, you know, line up work for so long they've just been going back to school. So it becomes much more difficult to, you know, to be the top-notch person that, you know, these departments are, you know, they've really got the cream of the crop to pick from potentially.
Yeah.
Or cops that are just out of work because of budget cuts or whatever that are just lateraling over into other departments.
That's what they have to contend with. It's all the cops that have been laid off first.
Yep.
Those are because the PDs and the SOs probably don't want to pay that money to send people through the academy.
Right. So much cheaper to give them, and they'll give them a bonus just to come over. That lateral, you know, pay.
Saves them tens of thousands of dollars per person.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so pretty much your chances suck. Have a good one. So, other than that, what...
until you're older.
The what?
Until you're older.
Like 50?
We've seen guys at the old PD get on at 40. What, 45, Mark?
What's that?
What's his name? Was he 45 when he got on
there's
PD?
a few people close to their late 40s. Yeah.
He was close to retirement age. He got on the PD.
Yep.
He would have been
we
like
hire guys that have retired at 50 at other departments and come over here as a second career while they're getting their retirement from their first PD. I mean, that's
we have a
really
few
common
people
in this day and age.
We were talking. Me and Ed were talking about ones that got on full time, but we have several per diems that have come to our department. They retired from another department, and they're over 50 and they're coming to work certain details.
That's good. That's life experience.
Yeah.
You could have like 15 of... Oh, man. Yeah, that's just be scary. Let's see. So, let's go through a couple more of these questions. How long can a cop follow me? This is from Sarah. In Colorado, how long can a cop follow you before turning on his lights? And he says that... Well, let's try this again if I can actually speak English. Okay, so... In Colorado, how long can a cop follow you?
Brent, take 3.
Before turning on his lights. If he says that you are a danger to other people, shouldn't he pull you over right away? So the question is if he's going to use the excuse of you're a danger to others, why would you follow me for 50 miles?
He's running your plate and doing that other stuff that officer safety.
So there's probably how many different things go through? What does the cop normally do before they pull somebody over?
Run the plate.
And?
Check for a safe area where you're not going to stop this car in the middle of a heavy traffic area or on an overpass or a bridge or wherever.
And then...
Observing people in the car, their actions.
There could be time for the running of the plate to actually come back, so there's some more time in there. So really, pretty much the answer to this question is what? We can follow you for as long as we wish.
Pretty much,
basically.
Yeah. So there's no rule against following people.
I mean, Jim's been known to follow people almost to another state.
50 miles. Yeah, but that was with red and blue lights on in pursuits, dude.
Woohoo!
You did a state pursuit? You did a state-to-state pursuit, Jim?
Yeah, Jim would hear a pursuit in Oakland, and he'd be heading out of the county.
Well, at least he was in a helicopter. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't ask for Jim's help.
Whatever.
Yeah, whoever that dude is down there in that unit, yeah, you need to go back. So basically, what? To sum it up, we can follow for as long as we deem it's necessary to either pull you over or pass you and be done with it.
Just like
I know you were kidding, but the 50 miles would be a little excessive. But if there's,
And Jim just disappeared. Everybody disappeared.
Everybody?
Nope, just Jim. Ed's still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, that's good. Jim will come back. So why don't you finish that, Mark?
Finish what?
His statement. I'm glad that you just pick it up just like that. I mean, you're just like right on the money. Oh, that's nice. Crickets. So,
you're talking to me.
Yes, I'm talking to you. Could you...
Yeah. No, all right.
God.
Basically, a lot of times cops work off instinct. They get behind a car. I mean, if they're stopping somebody for like an expired tag or something like that, it's still, they don't hit the lights right away. And especially if they suspect something else like drugs or weapon or something, it's even going to take longer. They're going to, it depends on how many people in the car. They're going to observe the actions of the people in the car. They're going to, and sometimes they may go to run the plate and dispatch may say stand by on a busy night. They may get a standby for 15, 20 seconds. So there's a lot of things that come into play.
Also,
the cop's going to get behind the car.
It sure seems like a lot longer, too.
It does. They're going to get behind the car. They're going to call the plate in. Once the dispatcher comes back and the officer observes the actions of people, he's going to decide where he wants to make the stop. He may not want to make a stop in an area where it's really dark.
Ed lives.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to pick a place he wants to hit the lights. If it's something that he suspects or maybe a weapon in the car, he's going to wait till another one of his, buddies get up behind him before he hits the lights.
Right. So tons of different factors.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no set time. He's going to follow you for a while. Sometimes the cop may pull out. Once he gets the return on the plate, seems that everything's legit, he may pull out and go somewhere else. If he's going to pull you over, it could be any amount of time.
And if he's really good and he knows the car's already stolen, he'll follow you until you start running so you have a pursuit for the night.
Yeah, or you do something else completely stupidly wrong.
Nut up and take off.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's falling. We're good. Just like we thought it would happen. All right, couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up.
We don't have Jim back yet, huh?
No, he's back.
Hey Jim, welcome back.
He's just not talking.
Thank you, Mark.
He
Why do you guys keep booting me?
He came in completely sly and didn't just come on and go, "Hey guys, are you there?" So it was perfect. So the next question: do off-duty police officers have the same authority as working officers? Yeah, enough with the sound effects. Do off-duty police officers have the same authority as working officers? Apparently Jim does because he pulls over people.
I would say to a point.
To a point. What point is that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have red lights to stop cars. You can't just pull your badge out and say stop in the name of the law. There's certain things you have to follow in order to do traffic stops and all that kind of stuff.
Stop in the name of the law!
Yeah. And I'll pull your gat out and go, stop, I got a big Magnum, That doesn't work either.
So no dirty hair.
I think it depends on the department policy. Like our policy prohibits you from getting involved in infractions or misdemeanor activity. If
you said prohibits.
But I said prohibits. But anyway.
You said prohibits.
It's better than the road.
You dirty
if you see a car, see a car speeding on the road.
We got him flustered now. You hear that?
He's on the road and he's not happy.
Whatever.
So, Jim, you were saying before Mark was a pain in the butt.
I don't even remember now. But
Okay, so
I forgot that part about the department's restrictions on that too. It's been so long for me.
let me rephrase this
You
question.
never hit him anyway, Ed.
Huh?
You never.
Hey, I
hit
had a
him
couple 10851 chases in Concord when I was off duty. If you'd like to remember, Mark. When I was
For our
calling up,
listeners, Ed, why don't you explain what a 10851 is?
see if I can get overtime on the. And Gomez told me to stick it up my, where
Jesus.
the sun don't shine. I called him up. I go, hey, I followed this guy for 10 miles, and it took Concord PD 15 minutes to clear their freaking briefing. Can I get overtime for this? He goes, what do you mean overtime? Get out of here! And he hung up on me.
That's what I'd say too. So let me rephrase this so you guys understand the question. Do off-duty police officers have the same authority as working officers?
Okay, they do have the same authority. If they're in a bank and somebody goes to rob the bank, they have the authority to make arrest. If it's a California cop, they have the authority all within California, anywhere in California, to make an arrest. Now, if you're asking if they're going to get involved with everything, well then no. Most cops are going to be a really good witness for most things, but if it is a life or death situation, cops are going to pull guns or take action. Yes, they do have the same authority. They're cops are cops 24 hours a day, but they're not going to get involved in everything, when they're off duty.
Say you see a crash on the freeway and the responsible to hit the other car takes off running on foot, and the off-duty cop pursues him, shows his badge, and detains him. He's acting within the scope of his deal. He has police officer powers, and you have to listen to him.
There was an incident where I left work. It was like 3 a.m. I left work. I'm on my way home in my personal truck, and there was a drunk up in front of me. I mean, he was swerving all across the lanes. He'd get to an exit, and he would stop in the middle of the freeway. The middle lane of the freeway, absolutely stop. And then he'd start going again. He almost crashed 3 or 4 times, almost swerved into a few other cars. And I'm in my own personal truck. I actually called the highway patrol. And they said, well, why don't you stop him? I said, I'm in my own personal truck. So I followed the guy. Highway Patrol said, hey, sorry, it's shift changed. We don't have anybody available. I said, this guy's going to kill somebody. He's stopping in the middle of the freeway. He swerved off the road. He's almost hit several cars. So then we get into another city, and the guy finally exits. And I guess he saw that I was following him and pulled into an apartment complex. He hit the post, and I called in. I said, hey, look, now he's in, this city here. Can you patch me through? They patched me through. I'm sitting there watching the guy, and all of a sudden he starts to back out. He hits the post again, and then 3 units pull in. And I tell him what's going on. They found out it was Ed, and they let him go. No, but they contacted him, and the guy said, I wasn't driving. I was at a friend's apartment. I just came down because I was going to go get pizza.
Yeah.
Little did you know that an off-duty officer followed you on the freeway all the way from, the county.
Oh.
So they ended up arresting him. He had warrants for his arrest, and he was blitzed. But that was a situation where I'm off duty, and I can't stop him because I don't have a police car, but I could call it in, and I could be there if I had to make the arrest and go from there. But most of the time, you're going to let a marked unit from whatever city or county you're in do the police action, unless it's a life or death situation. If you're in a bank and someone comes in, starts firing shots, someone's going to get hurt or killed, you pull out a gun and you eliminate the threat.
Anything else anybody want to add?
Neutralize the threat, Mark.
Neutralize, whatever, yeah. It
eliminates like you're intending to kill him. You're neutralizing him. If he dies subsequently of the shots fired, then oh well. At least that's what I was told.
Or you could shoot him in the penis and say that he shot himself.
Here we go.
So we got one more question, then we'll wrap it up. So anything else on this one, though?
Jim was going to give a shout-out to the Iron Warriors, but go ahead.
Was he? This is a perfect time for that, right in the middle of everything.
Go ahead.
Oh, we're good? Okay, so if you're working on duty, if you pull over someone and they start videotaping you as the officer, as in they start taping you, how do you handle that?
Get out your handy-dandy can of spray paint and spray the lens on the camera.
Tape.
Well, see what
that's audio then.
A lot of officers now, it's really amazing when you stop a car or you get to a crime scene, the amount of cell phones coming out. We had a jumper on an overpass several weeks ago, and we had to shut down the main highway during commute time, and people were pissed. People were getting out of their car and running up to yell at the officers that were blocking the freeway. Then they get their video cameras out and start filming the officer and the jumper up on the rail, and the officers would say, "Give me that. It's now evidence. Take the camera." And they say, "You want to follow me to the PD when this is all over? We'll give you your camera back." So there's certain ways that you could deal with it. If it's just on a traffic stop, it's kind of a tough one. If you want to be watching your back, but you can't be so distracted where you're not paying attention to the driver of the car you have pulled over. Is this question about if you get pulled over and you start filming an officer?
No, you pull over somebody and they start filming you.
Well, that's what I meant.
That's not what you said.
Actually, did you see that video where these two guys intentionally went through a DUI checkpoint with their windows up?
And started.
They were filming the officers because they said these cops don't have a right to pull us over, and they were challenging the checkpoint. And the officer kept saying, I think he had his window cracked an inch, and he kept saying, "Open your window, sir. Open your window, sir." And they kept saying, "But officer, why? Why?" And the officer said, "I'm going to break your window." And it went on and on for several minutes, and finally the cops broke the window, yanked the guy out for obstruction.
Pretty much by his ears, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then the passenger is saying, "You can't do this, you can't do this." And he's still filming, so they grabbed the camera from the passenger. And basically that's evidence then. That's great evidence to go to court showing the guys were defiant. But if there's a reason for the cop to take the camera, he's probably gonna do that.
So this is something that we can maybe put on the back burner a little and think about it more, because as a photographer myself, there is a huge discussion about photography, video, public places, all these rules that are now showing up in different places like that. And I don't know if you guys have run into that or had issues with that. Train stations, public areas, all this.
Mainly the stuff you run into, I think, is the people shooting up skirts with cameras or shooting video of little kids. We get calls once in a while of somebody parked on a street by a elementary school or intermediate school filming the kids, and you got to go up there and check it out and see, why is this person doing this? Is he some registrant or molester that's taking pictures? So you could have a crime there. And
I would just be interested. If we have any listeners left, if there's to see, just to put the word out and to see if any cops are listening to this, and you guys deal with that type of thing in the big city, areas where you're having public buildings, terrorist type targets, those types of things like that. I'd be really interested to hear how that department handles that type of stuff.
Or listeners that may have been contacted by the police while they're taking pictures of buildings or something.
Well, I know from just my photography circles that there is definitely quite a few people that get contacted, usually in ways that are not very cool. And I don't know if I would have handled it in the way that... Now, I got to tell you, I don't know any of the details on any of those stories, but it seems
I thought you went to counseling to get that off of your record, Brent.
I try, but... it's interesting. If you went to like a train station or whatever, and then you were, escorted away for taking pictures, or, there's just so many different things. There's so many rules around that kind of stuff. I'd just be interested to see how people handle that versus how, there's quite a few public, stories of that type of stuff out there of people getting, beat up and dragged off by cops because they're out there taking pictures. And sort of want to try to research the validity of some of those claims out there. There's some that are very verbal about it.
If it's a crime scene, if there's a crime being investigated and it's a crime scene, technically someone's taking pictures of it. It's evidence, and they have a right to take that.
That's a totally legit reason to take it as evidence.
Right.
It's a crime scene that's controlled area.
You're talking about someone just taking a picture of the Empire State Building, and they're getting harassed by the police because they think it's some terrorist or something doing. Yep.
And they get dragged off because they say, "No, I have the right to stay here and take pictures of stuff."
Yeah, but aren't there signs posted, no video, no pictures, no whatever, in sensitive areas?
I think that there's a whole bunch of different scenarios, and I'm assuming that some of these people that have been roughed up by cops usually have something to do with the problem.
Well, if they're defiant and they say, I'm not leaving,
right.
all of a sudden it becomes another crime. It becomes, resisting, obstructing, delaying an officer,
right.
and you're refusing to obey an officer's orders. So basically they've talked themselves into an arrestable crime.
Right, which I don't think a lot of people understand that you can easily do that.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and as soon as it becomes a problem, then the problem will be solved and you'll be taken away.
Real quickly,
the upskirts thing, is that like bad?
Yeah, you should. So when people visit and you have all those shoes that have little mirrors on them, dude, you need to get those mirrors on.
I'll be back and I got to delete some files out of my phone.
Yeah,
Jim's got a camcorder mounted on each shoe.
Yeah, it's like a movie camera. What the hell's that?
Dude, modern technology.
It's a cast. It's a cast.
It's a cast. I have a foot problem.
I was going to give a shout out to modern technology a few minutes ago because the other night, I mean, it's just amazing what we have now that we didn't have before. But the other night, we're going down the river, going back to the station, and it was like 10 o'clock at night,
what?
pitch black. The station,
the road,
it was pitch black where there's on a section of the river where there's a rock levee and obstructions and trees sticking out and everything else, and I see red and green lights of a boat approaching us, so I kind of steered to the right, planning on giving it a wide berth. And my partner Tommy's looking, he's watching the boat with night vision goggles that we just got. And he's going, "You are not going to believe this." And I said, "What?" He goes, "They're towing a skier. I'm watching this dude going back and forth behind the boat." And I said, "No way." Because all I'm seeing is a little red and green, navigation light. So Tommy gets his cell phone and he holds it up to the night vision, and he actually has a video of the dude skiing behind the boat at 10 o'clock at night that we never would have ever had before. So we end up stopping the boat, and they're drunk, and we took it from there. But just incredible technology. I mean, all I would have seen was nav lights, and I would have steered way right, to give them plenty of room, and I probably never would have even seen what they were doing. Or
plowed into the poor guy, behind the boat.
Yeah. Or that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, incredible stuff.
That would have been terrible.
And just so you guys know, I have a proposition here in an email that just came in.
Excuse me?
A proposition from an email person who just came in from someplace in the European Union.
Oh.
It's a billionaire. It says, "Please reply, dear friend, greetings in the name of the Lord. I know that this email will reach you as a surprise. However, but it was due to the matter of necessity I contacted you over a business proposal that I will be great benefit to you and myself."
Did you hit reply yet?
No. That's the whole point. Let me formally introduce myself. I am Mrs. Ayana Gadaguzusi Pasadaduski.
Really? That sounds like my last name.
Paul Adam, Tom Adam, Robert King Adam, Tom Sam, Ida Sam, Henry Victor Ida Lincoln Ida. Wow. The wife of late Georgian billionaire, Mr. Badugi Gaduki. I will send you more details upon receipt of your response. Now, I wonder what happens if I hit reply on this and send a response.
I think it will be hallelujah. There goes my bank account.
Probably so, yeah. So this is the word of the wise.
We've covered that before.
So is that a new listener?
You can reply and say, "Hey, if you listen to our show."
Yeah, exactly.
And make sure and ask her if she's hot for Jim. I hear he beat me to it.
Anybody with a last name like that, I want nothing to do with them.
Oh, come on.
We've talked about this before, the online stuff. I actually just got one the other day. It says notification of limited account access.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. So-and-so, blah, blah, blah. As part of our security measures, we regularly screen activity in the PayPal system. We recently contacted you after noticing an issue on your account. We requested information from you for the following reason. A recent review of your account determined that we require some additional information from you in order to provide you with secure service. Case ID number, and they give a bunch of numbers, and then it says this is a second reminder to log into PayPal as soon as possible. Once you log in, you'll be provided with steps to restore your account access. And here's the key. It says, be sure to log in securely by using the following link. Click here to log in and restore your account access.
And it's called IJustJackedAllYourCrap.com?
Yeah, exactly. If you went to your regular PayPal logged in, there'd be no problem. But by clicking on this link, they're going to ask for a few little simple things, and then you're screwed. And it says once you log in, you'll be provided with steps to restore your account access. We appreciate your understanding. And then they go on, in accordance with PayPal's user agreement, your account access will remain limited till the issue's been resolved, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, the PayPal. And they make it look really, really official. But these things are going out it's called the phishing, and it's going out to
With a
people
PH.
whether you have and it's going out to people whether they have a PayPal account or not. You're getting them from Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase Bank. They're just throwing millions of these out because there are still people out there that are naive. They go, oh my God, limited access. I'll click right here. I'll put in my name, my account number, my PIN number to restore my account, and all of a sudden the next day their account's emptied. So don't fall for it.
Just like today with the stock market.
Oh God, yeah, I haven't looked at that yet.
Yeah, I don't think you want to.
Quick shout out to the Iron Warriors in Iowa. Had an excellent Nationals in June. Congratulations. Sorry I couldn't have made it, but had.
Why couldn't you have made it, Ed?
He was in jail. Remember?
Wouldn't start. The Harley wouldn't start.
His probation hadn't started.
No, I was out of work ironically from January all the way till June 2nd, and the Nationals was like June 15th. And I was saying to my new employer, hey, I want to take off a week and a half. I just started a week ago. Doesn't work that way. So that's just my Murphy's luck.
You should come and work for me. I do that all the time. No problem. 3 weeks off just when you start? Not a problem. We're good.
And a shout out to a couple of people on my crew that were giving me a really bad time once they found out we have a podcast, and they said that they were really going to mess with me, but I went on vacation. So we'll say their initials are KM and PC just for the heck of it. And so a little shout out to them. And
anybody I know?
We'll make fun of you on the next show.
That's good.
Not any more fun than they're gonna make of you for saying Roach Raid.
And it's always good to retain our listeners by making fun of them. It's what we try to do at every show.
Actually, we'll have them on as a guest speaker. And yes, they are people that you know, Ed.
Oh, really?
Before you got fired.
Before you got fired.
Before I slid out the door in retirement. Thank you very much.
Before you became a double dipper.
Well, I had to do something. When they offer you that kind of money, you got to go.
Oh, jeez.
That's what. Never mind.
Anyway,
so can we wrap this up?
Well, hopefully you're not going to blow this show up like you blew the last one up.
I'll know in about 20 minutes when I hit play and it sounds like 14 people are talking and not just me, and there was only 3 of us. So
might just hear crickets again.
Crickets. So let's wrap it up. We'll shoot for whenever the next 2 weeks is, and I hope this show works. And if it doesn't, then you'll hear show number 35, take 3.
Thanks for joining us, and everybody that's been really patient waiting for the show. I know it's been a long time since our last one, but hopefully we're back on track again. And if you got any ideas for the show, email them in. Any questions, mail them in. You get a free book. If you ask a question,
maybe by the next show, the show won't suck. So we'll leave it there, and we'll come back next week and answer more questions.
2 weeks.
Righto, mate.
Next week is 2 weeks. That's how we do it here. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay.
You okay with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It sounds so enthralled. Cool. We'll see everybody next time.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Bye.
Late.